We're back. Some fantastic lights, of course. I'm pretty sure that's Shanghai. Am I learning?
Yep.
I'm learning!
You're getting the cities right.
Getting
this is
the
Shanghai.
cities. Woohoo!
I should take you to
Alright.
dinner around that place.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We went, or
It's
you
not
should?
romantic, but it's the Bund. You know, it's kind of the most touristy area in Shanghai. It's pretty much the strip.
Calling me a tourist? I am, okay? Full disclosure, I am a tourist. I love all that corny stuff. But got some big news in the break there. So we're going to see 2 substitutions. And one of them is not, none of them are Ning. It's actually the Shy coming out for Duke for IG. I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah, and I think that's a good play for Invictus Gaming. Realistically, they still have the raw talent to kind of power through Rogue Warriors here, and it also puts doubt in people's mind if they do go to playoffs, like, who's playing this game? Because Duke has always been a very consistent top laner. We've seen some great performances in him. He's not a bad top laner whatsoever, and having someone that can play with the champion pool creates a lot of doubts.
And of course, we have to talk about Ning. He is going to be our MVP for that game 1, of course. 96% kill participation as well. So the guy was just finding in like avenues and windows where there weren't any at all.
Yeah, I just think that, like we were talking about, IG has had such massive mental shifts throughout their run to World Champions to MSI, and maybe sitting the bench for a while did clear out Ning's head and give us this great performance right here. Right from the get-go, he was looking for ganks, he was on point with his lanes, gets a double kill here, and snowballs very, very heavily into tower dives across the map. This is so important against the composition that Rogue Warriors had, and for these tower dives to work, you have to be very on point with the rest of your team. You have to know where the enemy jungler is. You have to make sure that your mid lane has priority. So this is a good sign that IG are working up with their communication. They're getting back in form.
And of course, this was the fantastic kind of, ultimate that just started off a snowball away from Rogue Warriors. And again, Ning just pushing forward, constantly looking to engage. And overall, like, he's got to be pretty damn happy. I think IG are going to be pretty damn happy with him.
Yeah, if you look at IG, a lot of their current problems actually do stem from their lack of initiation sometimes. So if Ning can step in and fill in that role, it's a great start for IG. Most of the times they have that Baolan as their main initiator, but he's been, I'll be honest, pretty on and off at times. The Alistar is, kind of hit or miss, and the options, you don't really have the Rakan anymore. It's not the same champion whatsoever. So having Ning step into that role really bolsters IG's chances, especially in the teamfight phase.
So with Juke now being, or Duke, not Juke, Duke being included, he might be able to juke. That's going to be fun to try and cast. But with him being introduced to the lineup, do you expect to see a much more like a shift change? Or do you think it's pretty much the same overall plan for IG?
I think it's going to stay relatively similar. It's just, I really see this as more of a coaching move. It's just kind of put the fear of Duke into other people's mind and just make them realize.
Did you forget?
Yes. Look, you might have succeeded in tilting the Shy in this game and made him go 0-7 in lane, but we also have the Duke.
So you could try and you can the Duke and the Shy. Sounds like a weird, like, Aristotic, like, kind of.
The Shy
novel.
named himself the Shy to pay respect, to pay homage to Shy, and apparently the word "the" adds to that type of respect. So the Duke, I think, makes sense in the same vein.
Is that true? Is that a true fact?
Oh yeah, that's a true fact.
Didn't know if you're pulling my leg or not.
No. The Shy's a huge fan of Shy.
No idea. So of course, like, we're going to see the same things, but haven't seen Duke in a very long time.
Yep.
It's been a while. But like you said, you're kind of just like throwing out the idea to the teams in the playoffs, because that game was comfortable from IG. They're going to be pretty confident they can make it towards their playoffs. You're kind of throwing the idea of, like, we have this in our back pocket.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason. It might not even to be to frighten other teams, but it might not. It might just be an insurance policy, because we have seen the Shy during a playoff run kind of just go haywire if he is tilted too much. So
he can implode upon himself, and it's just like, oh dear.
That's the style that you kind of get the blessings and the curse at the same time. So I think it's good that the Duke is I'm sorry, not to Duke. Duke is getting some.
You had it right the first time.
In the sunlight.
Like, you had it right the first time. You just decided to correct yourself.
And you also have to remember, every time the Duke comes back, he usually brings out something new. Like, kind of weird picks. In Spring Split, when he came back, he actually showed us the Maokai. It was like, no one was playing Maokai then. It's like, this is what I've cooked up for you guys.
As weird as Kazakh's top from G2. Or not as strange.
Well,
Don't get me wrong, that didn't work.
They did not
lost.
play rock, paper, scissors, shoe to decide who plays it.
That was really funny.
It was funny. So I would say the Duke makes a little bit more sense when he does come back. He usually comes back with. I remember his past 2 returns have just been. The recent one, this split, has been kind of mundane because it's just been like Gnar and Rise, and they've just been in the meta, so whatever. But in Spring Split, when he came back, it was like Sion, Maokai, and it's like, what are these champions? And they even won the games. So
yeah,
really, really interesting. I hope he kind of shows his hand and goes like, got this in my back pocket. Remember this in playoffs?
Brand. It's just something completely random, and it's just like, it works. That's what you want it to do. You want something random, but you want it to work. Like Yuumi Garen bot lane for
but
Fnatic.
Not that random, because G2 is already locked in first place, and IG are not locked in playoffs, so definitely
That's true. Maybe not as
random.
Maybe not as random. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a slightly longer reset time. Of course, we do need to have Duke come onto stage, get himself set up, so we do have a little bit of extra time to kind of talk about things. But for Rogue Warriors, they got everything they wanted. They just didn't use any of it. It was a very strange game for them where, like you said, like what they want from their, what they got, what they wanted with the Braum, the Corki, the Ezreal. But then the Corki and the Ezreal and the Braum, they just didn't really, well, to give respect to Huanggai, he played an amazing Braum game. He was definitely the reason why they stayed in it as long as they did.
Probably one of the best Braums we have.
I think so, and I'd argue probably the best Braum in the league.
Lots of good stand behind things.
Absolutely, but for Rogue Warriors, what's the next kind of evolution for this draft?
So, in my honest opinion, I think their draft is good enough for what they want to do if they want to play a double poke comp. The main issue I had with that one, the game 1, was how little Corki had impact over Qiyana in the lane. If you look at the CS, he actually started out in a very strong position. Rookie didn't get the level 3 burst on him whatsoever, and the Corki should be able to at least catch up and defend his own jungle better. I think that is a communication problem between the jungler and HuaTian on Rogue Warriors side, so maybe with Haro in, they patch that up a little bit more and they can defend the red side jungle better.
Yep, we have of course gotten confirmation that Haro is in for the jungle position. See them all coming out now for Rogue Warriors, and like I said, it's the end of the split for them. They are looking toward 2020 if they have 2020 vision, of course, to see what they can do. And they just want to try and, it's an opportunity for each individual player to kind of showcase what they've got, You want to be able to kind of say, like, look, we're not the best team in the world, but I'm a really good player. And I think in the last game, despite the loss, I think Huanggai did very well at doing that.
Yeah, I think that's a discussion where we have to pull off the contract database and just go through
just kind of,
who's probably going to pop off this game.
Who's looking for a new contract, potentially even a new team. But, of course, Rogue Warriors, very difficult for them to take on. Like, I think even if you just put this on paper, even with the substitutions, it's just very difficult. That is a cool-ass tattoo on his is that a tattoo or is it just like a pen?
I don't really know. We can find out in spring 2020.
Yes, well, if it's still there, come back to us. We'll tell you guys on Reddit.
Yeah.
But, of course, on paper, you're just always going to side with IG, just from a pure talent point of view.
I think that's definitely the case here, but Rogue Warriors, for me, is a team that almost should have made it into playoffs. Remember, Raz's predictions for this team was actually to make it all the way to 8th place within playoff range. If you think about their talent, ZWuji, Holder, these are guys that had very good stints of play over the course of their careers. Haro made it basically dragged EDG into Worlds last year. So this is a team that had the pieces to work, but I just think that they probably need a bit of an upgrade in the mid lane. And just, if you look at the rest of the team, I actually think the talent's there. It's just the mid lane, probably HuaTian needs a little bit of boost here. And it's hard to kind of put that on one person, but it is the fact that the LPL is so damn competitive in the mid and jungle sphere, and if you can't fight there, you really can't connect 2 side lanes together whatsoever.
How did your predictions go this year, by the way?
I liked DMO, which turned out terribly.
You liked them at the start of the season.
Yes, they won
and then you went
NEST.
off, and then you won off them towards the end of the season, which was literally the opposite of what you should have done.
I know, but I did get a couple of points on the natural hype train, so I'm happy about that one.
Are you last? Are you at the moment? I know you and Nigeria are, like, I think on equal points coming into this week.
Very close.
So I want to know who gets the wooden spoon out
It's
of the
just
two
that,
of you.
you know, I think like predictions based on the entire split, they're so heavily dependent on how you get a team correctly in the first few weeks. Because later, everyone kind of has the same opinions.
You can have your excuses. I'll let you have that one there, Clement.
All right.
We are back into picks and bans. It is going to be IG on the red with Rogue Warriors on the blue. We see the Akali banned away, Jace and the Yuumi by Rogue Warriors, Tam Kench, Aatrox as well banned away by IG. Their final ban is going to be the Sylas. They do not want to give that one over to Rogue Warriors. Very, very successful flex pretty much across the board. And what do Rogue Warriors want to go for? The Olaf made its way through. I think you got to go for it, because otherwise Ning's going to take it.
Yeah, this is one of the champions that is so hotly contested in the LPL and pretty much nowhere else, which is kind of funny. But
it's going to make Worlds interesting.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a big clash of metas when we finally see the Worlds event start out. But Haro, great on this Olaf champion, allows him to kind of solo evade against Ning, and there pretty much isn't a strong champion against Olaf solo. We're looking at maybe Trundle as the counter, but Trundle doesn't fit into a lot of compositions. So we should see, Rogue Warriors try to go all in onto the Olaf pick. Karma's actually still up, a great champion if you can get that combination down. So I expect that is what Rogue Warriors will be looking for.
JakeyLove going to be picking up his Kai'Sa. Most likely going to get his skin on that as well, as we see Ning going with the Rek'Sai. And that's interesting because no real big junglers banned at all, actually, towards the later half. That's apart from maybe Sylas, and you could technically say Aatrox as well. But going against the Olaf feels like the Rek'Sai is the better of the matchups to kind of go into this early game with.
Yeah, at least if you can spot the Olaf out with your Tremor senses, you don't have to go mano-a-mano against the Berserker. So it's a bit of a safer pick, and also very strong in the snowball potential. I do expect a Qiyana, if it isn't just banned out here. Like Qiyana plus Rek'Sai double stun combo, so easy to just lock down kills and then roam onto the rest of the map with that one. Whenever we've seen the Rek'Sai, we've typically seen some very strong kill combinations going into the mid lane.
It is going to be the Alistar locked in here for the side of IG. Do not want to end up in a bad matchup there versus the Nautilus and Xayah, as we see both bot lanes and junglers locked in for both teams. Now we see where the focus really comes in for both sides as they go into ban phase 1. It looks like just going to take out more flex picks from either side, making sure that they can give either Juke or Rookie a decent counter pick as they have last pick in this draft.
And Aurelia is a pick very much targeted at HuaTian. HuaTian is very efficient on a small number of champions, Yasuo and Aurelia among them, and I think Aurelia is the most meta. So taking that away definitely...
Has been banned 61% of the time in LPL Summer, so definitely meta would be the word.
Yep, and Holder doesn't really play it, so just targeting HuaTian away. And just thinking about what potential matchups that Rookie could be looking for here. I still expect Qiyana to be very high on the priority list, and I do want to see Rogue Warriors just take it out.
See what Rogue Warriors do want to actually prioritize here. Still a couple of things available. You have, of course, no real idea. Again, Juke hasn't been seen for a little bit of a while, so it's kind of hard to ban him out. Talia going to be banned here by the side of Rogue Warriors, and I think that's more of a reaction to the fact that the LeBlanc was banned by IG. They do not want him to get a very, very safe laning phase with someone that has that global pressure.
That's a smart read on the bans. Like you were talking about, Aurelia and LeBlanc both counters to the Talia, and we've seen a lot of the Talia plus Alistar combos going out. RNG played that quite heavily, just taking their necessary precautions here, and now Rogue Warriors are able to get most likely a counter pick. We haven't seen Corki from the Shy, but we don't know about Duke. It still could go to the top lane, actually.
I have to wait and see if he has been practicing that one. Of course, we are expecting that to go to Rookie into the mid lane, as we are expecting the Azir Corki handshake. In fairness, has been very much subdued on 9-15. Haven't seen it as much, and now Rogue Warriors looking to lock in their last of their solo lanes. Kennen wouldn't be a bad one here, as it would set up a decent team fight. Of course, we did show highlight clips of the Shy having pretty damn good times on that cannon, so see if he takes it away from Juke. Or Duke. And that's locked in.
Yeah, so Rogue Warriors have a great teamfight composition right now. Very strong mid line, consisted of the mages here, 2 AoE crowd controls in the Shurima, Emperor's Divide, and the Slicing Maelstrom. And this is going to be a perfect situation for Wuji to just deal damage here, and he should be relatively safe, protected at all times in the 5v5. While on the other hand, I do see IG having more of that skirmish potential. What we're seeing is that IG are looking to pick on Haro. The only problem with Rogue Warriors' composition is that they really don't have mid-jungle synergy. Azir is not a champion that can leave the lane and help out Olaf as he tries to encroach on the enemy jungle. So IG are trying to profit off of that fact. They got the Karma, the champion with probably the best shove in the mid lane, and the Rek'Sai that provides you with a guaranteed knock-up stun. So I just see that the way IG wants to play this is take apart Rogue Warriors before they even get to that 5v5 phase. They have such a powerful skirmishing composition. Both Corki and Kai'Sa can fly in from very long distances. You're most likely going to see, the package and early skirmishes being used inside the jungle. So a comp that really benefits IG's style of just running around the map and doing this chaotic skirmish.
We'll have to wait and see how Duke fares. It's going to be interesting to see him on the Corki, like you said, something that the Shy does not play. So again, flexing it within the wheelhouse that is IG. Potentially something they could take out for the side of playoffs. And that can throw a lot of people off towards draft phase of what is now a bannable thing against IG. We'll see exactly how they're able to make this work. A lot of mid-game power here with this Karma Rek'Sai combination that you talked about, able to get those roams. The skirmishes are very, very powerful as well with those mantra shields, so they will go AoE. But we are onto the rift for game 2 of this best of 3. IG looking to finish it off 2-0 and lock themselves into playoffs for summer 2019. Rogue looking to keep this series alive and send us to a game 3. Summer debut for Duke. I feel like the RW chants were even more subdued this time around. It was kind of like, yeah, Jack.
Oh, no, they started out strong, actually. They were the first ones to get the chant, as is usual per blue side team in the LPL. And just to take a small note of the starts right here, we might be seeing some early level 2 cheese for Ning. He went for the early Totem Ward, went back, switched to Sweeper, which gives him a pretty big advantage in that first kind of jungle clear gank. He will be able to avoid wards if he so chooses to. And is going to do a solo start red. We actually have seen a lot of this play from Ning and the Shy in the past.
Oh, see an early aggression here from Huanggai. Going to try and battle down a little bit of damage on top of him, but both have gone after Shock, so no real gain there. We actually see Klepto going to be the pickup here for Holder in that top side. Does indicate that he is going towards that AP Cannon build. Conqueror for the Olaf. Conqueror, though, for the Rek'Sai. And if Ender's watching this, Ender's a very unhappy man. He thinks...
He doesn't like it?
No! He thinks in every single situation, Hail the Blades is better. Unless I'm getting it completely wrong and it's the opposite. But I'm almost certain he does not like... He likes everything. Anything should be Hail of Blades. No excuses.
Well, the difference really is that in terms of ganking, I agree that Hail of Blades is just better, but if you look at Conquerors, then the Qs, the Queen's Wrath coming in from Rek'Sai actually will proc that as well. It does count as an auto attack, so you can stack the Conquerors pretty fast, and it does give you like a slight sustain trade advantage over here, but like Ender is saying, the majority of the times we have seen Hail Blades just be the go-to.
Good early pressure being put down here onto HuaTian from Rookie, and to be expected, it is literally an early game champion versus a very much late game champion, so no real surprise to see Rookie kind of owning this matchup as much as he is, but it's all about how you use that pressure. If you're able to roam out, affect your other lanes, and that's where we've seen the most success for Rookie. As I say that, the headbutt Pulverize is going to be hit here. We have JakeyLove trying to just trade back that damage, but Haro is here. Will get spotted out by this ward now into the river bush, and Rek'Sai is up on the top side, you can see on your map, but the push in favor of mid lane is in favor of Rookie, and this could be a bad setup now for the side of Rogue Warriors. Again, Haro jumps in, flash for heal, and that's going to be First Blood, again going over to the side of IG. They will use their own heal, but this is the skirmishing power you talked about. You get the karma, you get the shielding, and you get the kills, and you get out.
That was so damn decisive from Invictus Gaming. Just double flashes over the wall, making sure that they get the CC chain on point. Haro, even with the flash, it was pretty much like 2 HP when he did flash out anyway, and this is the way that IG really want to play their comp. HuaTian cannot leave the mid lane, and he's not going to be able to help Haro. Haro needs to play so damn safe when he's going to these river situations.
I will say IG did commit 4 flashes for those 2 kills, so definitely hope they can make it worth, but it's obviously good for momentum, gives them 1,000 gold lead. They get some, some money onto JakeyLove as well. And we'll see what they're able to transition this into. It looks like he's going to be going towards that tier build as well. But you can see once they realized they had the push in mid lane, this was a 4v3, the instant go button was called.
Yeah, and you can see Haro kind of hesitated at the start of that one. He saw himself having a level lead over Ning, walked back into the river, and then realized, wait a minute, this is not the correct call. Mid lane is missing, now I'm dead.
And you gotta kind of almost forget just how quickly this Karma can rotate. You know, has got the speed up, of course, with the shield, so able to really kind of move around the map very, very quickly early on in this game. And that's something that Rogue Warriors are going to have to try and deal with coming into these, you know, kind of 10 to 15 minute stages of, like, you know, if this is here just constantly pushed in and Rookie's able to roam, are they able to deal with it?
That really will be the big question going forward, and I think that's also why you might be seeing the Conquerors come out for Ning, because he will find himself a lot of times in these sustained skirmish situations where the extra damage and healing from Conquerors might be more beneficial. He does get that extra shielding from Rookie as well. I want to see if Rookie can avoid this one.
As long as they stay perfectly still, they will not be caught out. As I say that, flash in from Huanggai, does land the hook. And that's going to be an easy pickup kill there from the side of Rogue Warriors. Good response, realizing that the Karma's flash was down.
Yeah, I always like it when teams roam when they're getting pushed in. Those are the risky type of roams, because if it fails, you even lose out on the EXP. But it is harder to predict. So, very difficult one for Invictus Gaming to read correctly, and coming out with that angle with the extra flash against Rookie, nothing much you could do there.
Of course, you do trade mid lane kill for bot lane pressure, so JakeyLove able to kind of push that one in. So we see now Holder trying to maybe go for something here onto Duke. Does have the slicing Maelstrom as well. Will have a lot of damage to put down here. Might see a flash. We will. Duke playing respectfully against the Kennen. Will have to go back. Use his TP as well, you'd imagine.
Yeah, and that's just actually a straight double summoner win for Holder against Duke.
Oh, as we talk about this, though, we are going to see Haro getting jumped on. Does have the Ragnarok to stop any kind of CC, but there is the Void Rush, and we'll be able to pick up that kill, but we'll trade it back. That goes over to the Xayah, and now you have Holder using his summoner advantage. Had got the TP, but the TP now going to be responded to in kind by Duke as they look to try and just re-engage this fight. Baolan is keeping this alive for the side of IG. They will trade a 1-for-1, 2-for-1. Overall, ends up being a 2-for-2 trade. We see Rookie trying to trade this back positively for IG, but overall, IG do respond in kind.
Really good flash from Duke. He actually held on to that one for a long time. After he was nearly soloed out on the top side, did not immediately use his teleport, and was still able to save the situation in the bot lane. I've got to say that's some very keen senses of where the action is going to happen. Or he could have just been waiting for items, but, you know.
We'd like to think that he was waiting to see where the teleport came in. I think, you know, we give pro players the benefit of the doubt. Because now we see Ning and Haro going to be able to kind of, you know, see each other within the jungle. And this is the kind of issue now that Haro has to deal with now, because he knows that Rookie has got priority in this mid lane. Baolan has also rotated up, and now Haro potentially caught out here. Is going to spot out D-Rex side, they will be able to get the slowdown on him. No Ragnarok available for him for another 3 seconds. Ning picks himself up a second kill of the game. His 5th involvement in kills so far, and Holder has no flash. Holder is looking for a weird place to go.
Coming in.
Will get the extra little bit of range on that stun. And that means IG pick up 2 quick kills. Just a very smart, quick rotation coming in from IG.
HuaTian, you may farm underneath your tower, but your side lanes will suffer. That's basically the game plan that IG is running right now. It's been incredibly successful as well. Early Moby Boots, always love that from Ballan. He's pretty much the support that's most well known for what was back then in the day that called the Megan roam, which was level 4, you go towards the top. Ballan used to be called Megan.
Oh, okay.
That was kind of confusing. But
I was going to say, you looked at me like, I was like, what? Are you Megan isn't like from Drake and Josh?
Yeah, that used to be the Megan roam where you level 4, Moby Boots, go top side, and contest the second rotation. Just like, even sometimes just the first rotation blue.
Interesting. Of course, the most common support role we do see, or roam I should say, we do see is towards that mid lane. Rookie putting down the hurt now onto HuaTian. Is able to push out the wave, so he will have to deal with that one. He's finding himself in a little bit of CS lead. Balan goes straight in, realizes the Haro is there as well. And that's going to be a 2v3, but now you have everybody else. The package comes in as well. Going to have to see the Emperor's Divide to divide IG away, but that could spell a dragon take for the side of IG. Duke is going to try and go up towards that top side, but Holder will capitalize on the lack of a Corki in his lane.
You're going to have to pay 1 turret plating for that roam into the bot side. They do keep everyone safe, and just looking at the ultimates here, nothing actually taken from Rogue Warriors' side. So I think Rogue Warriors can sit on this. They're like, you know what, we'll pay you this dragon. We have a later scaling comp anyway, and just be happy with it.
And everything about Rogue Warriors comp just screams team fight as well. You know, it's like you've got yourself a Nautilus and a Zir, a Kennen, all ultimates that just literally say we want to engage on you when we have our 2-3 item spikes. Right now you're looking at a Proto Belt for the side of the Kennen. You've of course going to go towards that Morello's as well as the, I imagine Nashor's Tooth for the Azir, and an Essence Reaver for your Xayah. So a lot of potential, kind of damage coming in. But like you said, it is a late game scaling. It is very much kind of, we need to survive until 25-30 minutes, and then we're in a pretty decent spot.
Yeah, and IG's composition, the way they deal with that is they just try to outpace you. They just have so much more mobility, and I expect a lot more catches coming out from IG. In the previous one, we did see Duke roaming from the top side just because he had the package. I think that's one of the big reasons that we've been seeing so many solo Corkis in the meta pop up, because he can function essentially with double teleports.
And the package just gives you so much room to be able to make those roams happen. And like this from Holder, just trying to make the wave crash up here, freeze it as far up the lane as he possibly can. Does mean that Haro is actually in a potential dangerous spot. He's going to be spotted out here trying to start the Rift Herald. And overall, we see now what the side of Rogue Warriors want to do. They have got priority towards this top side, but Ning wants to try and change that. Jumps in on top of the Azir, doesn't even need the flash to get the knockup, but the flash is responded to. Does not hit the Emperor's Divide, and now Ning can just try and, tank this one up for as long as he possibly can. Flash in, hook does not land. It looks like this Nautilus is on for a mission right now as Rookie picks up the kill on the backside. That Nautilus wanted Ning dead so badly. Huanggai is trying his best. Balan goes into the Unbreakable, but here comes JakeyLove, and now Haro trying to jump on top of a great killer instinct to dodge out the hook. And now Rogue Warriors are trying to maybe look for the retreat here. They get the heal out.
Double
flash, knock up, and they look from there. Nicely done there by the side of IG. They're still looking for more. They will land the hook there as Huanggai forced to use his stopwatch, and there's going to be the Holder coming in with the ultimate as well. There's just so much CC, and everyone from IG survived. They got the TP coming in from a respawning HuaTian, but he can find nothing.
HuaTian was too ambitious for the round 2, and the top lane wave is just crashing in with no one picking it up. IG, that was just mechanical outplay after mechanical outplay. Rookie walking back in for the kill. JakeyLove doing the killer instincts over the wall, and Baolan getting the shield, getting the double stun, staying alive throughout that entire fight. This is why IG are so damn frightening. They can run you over in the mid game if you're not careful.
And they lose 4 turret plates as well on the top side. Duke, just given so much gold. And overall, it's 5,000 gold out of nowhere.
The unseen blade is the deadliest, and Duke picks up becomes the biggest winner of that entire trade in the top side. That teleport should not have gone towards the chase. It definitely should have gone towards the top.
You can see they were so close, Rogue Warriors. We will hopefully get a replay of that whole exchange, but MVP of that fight to me is Baolan, and right now he is on 100% kill participation, 11 for 11. And he is just keeping his team so well in check and just making sure. It just shows you that the way these guys understand their champions, and they just understand their limits. Oh, as I say that, HuaTian has no flash this time round. They know that Haro is here as well. They're just trying to go into this mid lane, maybe gain something off of this. They have got Baolan off the backside as well with Hex Flash. He's going to come over the wall. He's going to try and get the help of Pulverize. Will be able to get it, but there is the Emperor's Divide. They will be able to kill him off straight away. Unfortunately for them, they will trade back the ultimate from the Rek'Sai, and they end up being a 2-for-1 because they overextend a little bit. Didn't have the Corki available for that play.
Yeah, they really didn't kill HuaTian fast enough. They were hoping that they could get him before the Emperor's Divide comes out, and that really wasn't the case. So they trade 2 back, and there's a pretty big tempo loss for IG. I'm also a little bit sad that it wasn't really coordinated with Duke. You can see him back at base.
Oh, Holder has got the Slicing Maelstrom. Will just use it to try and keep himself alive, but there's just too much CC available. They're going to gift this one over to the Corki, or at least try. Not quite sure why he needed the flash there, as he actually ulted before he flashed, so he just kind of followed it. But nevertheless, picks himself up a kill. We'll be able to pick up this bot lane tower as well. While that happened, though, Rift Herald was taken by the side of Rogue Warriors. I imagine he's going to try and look to use it up towards the top side and trade turrets.
Yeah, that will still be a small win for Invictus Gaming here in the bottom side. They do get the extra kill, and they're still going to take the objective here. Oh, strong play on their side, and this is the problem that we were talking about. Can Haro and HuaTian defend their own jungle? And the answer seems like, once again, not really.
We got 18 kills in 15 minutes right now, as we see rookies just constantly looking for blood, and there's just nowhere for HuaTian to go. Just try to valiantly kill Ning underneath his turret. Rookie gets out by the skin of his teeth. But overall, it is all IG all the time. Got themselves in a 5,500 gold lead, pushing up towards this top side as well. They may have lost Rift Herald, but it's not much use to the side of Rogue Warriors with everything pushing in against them.
That was some really tight calculations from Invictus Gaming. Is Duke gonna die? No, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
He's all good.
Yeah.
I like how his fine became less and less certain the longer it was like, he's fine. Is he fine? Oh, God.
He burned the Drake when he came over the wall. That's something you need to be aware of.
I'll tell you, man, Ocean Drake is our most deadliest of Drakes. I would love to look into the actual stats of how many times, you know, each Drake has killed someone. Because I think so far this split alone, we've had like 3 deaths that have been given over to the Ocean Drake. It's insane.
I doubt it's that high.
And we had 2 like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
There was a whole graphic made for the MVP that it was Ocean Drake.
Oh.
I think it was Raz and Hysterics who were casting that game.
Sometimes I don't watch live. I'm sorry.
How dare you? Well, we do see Rogue Warriors realizing that the Dragon has gone down on the bot side. They will look to try and just capitalize with a Rift Herald off the top. Of Baolan is here with Rookie. They just kind of shut him down straight away. Baolan is here, and they have got the Corki as well. TV's coming off the backside as well. It's going to be Holder joining the rest of Rogue Warriors. But here comes the Killer Instinct, and it's going to be 1 kill, 2 kills going over to the side of IG. They're looking to trade this one back 2 for 2 overall. Duke has got enough damage, but Holder is here alongside HuaTian. They will not land the CC onto Duke, but he will eventually fall down anyway. Here comes round 3 as Ning comes on top of this. They can get the flash off as well as that. They get the Legacy of Shurima down, and HuaTian is trying to sit underneath his turret. He will go down eventually, ends up being a delayed ace for 3. Rogue Warriors do fall. They gain themselves a turret. It's just such a messy game.
Yeah, that was everyone just piling in there. A lot of good plays from both sides, but at the end of the day, IG, I felt like with the initial tower dive, Rookie just got so much damage down onto the entire Rogue Warriors composition. The double stun here was great, and just look at the guys that are retreating. Even though they have the head count lead necessarily, they just lost too much off of the initial one. And this is something I really like that Holder did in this fight. He waited for Duke to actually turn back and get that double with this Slicing Maelstrom. So really strong mechanical play from both sides, but at the end of the day, Ning untouched coming in. This is just a cakewalk for him.
Ning was at the enemy Raptors. when this fight started and made his way all the way to top lane. So lesson to anyone in solo queue, you're never too far away to join a fight.
This is just the LPL, baby. Doesn't matter where you are, everyone's ready.
This is madness. But of course, IG end up coming out the better of that trade. Their gold lead isn't actually growing in any way, but they are, of course, picking up kills, picking up gold. They've got themselves 2 items on top of their Kai'Sa. They've got 1.5 onto their Corki. They've got the Black Cleaver now for the Rek'Sai, who has been a big, you know, kind of winner in all of these skirmishes, coming up and picking up 7 kills. Another fantastic game by Ning, as he is a bloodthirsty jungler. This time you kind of accept it, as he sees another little engage coming in on top of Holder. It looks like they're going to try and burst him out. It is the Corki who gets the final blow. And IG, they live in this kind of a game. There is no way you can really look to try and test them, because they just outdo you at every turn.
Did you see how Kai'Sa got an assist on that one as well?
Just hit the W.
Yeah, that was a great sign. It's like 2 champions coming in from over 1,000 distance, and you get a knock up underneath your tower. You're like, I should be fine. No, you're dead.
Question mark? Of course, more gold going over to Dukes, having a pretty passive game, I do believe, I would say, but it's to be expected considering it is the Corki. And not a bad strategy to be showing towards, you know, potential playoff teams. You know, IG realizing that, you know, like you said in the pre-game, we don't really see the Shy as a Corki player. Apparently, Duke is.
Yeah, and that's just extra champions in the pool, something you have to consider when you're going up against IG. And what this game really tells me is that Duke has been still has been screwing with the team quite frequently, because he's been on point with his roams, you know, going over to Drake, being on with the teleports. Like that was something that Duke was always known for with the rest of his team, but it just wasn't confirmed if he still had it.
There is no wards here for IG. Now they have one, so they know it's a full-on bait coming in here. Is Baolan going to be
You don't know it's
walking
a bait
forward? He's going to get caught up, will get knocked back, and it's probably going to be a kill. As I say that, he's a very tanky cow, very beefy front line. As he comes straight back in, he kept himself alive for so long, and now it's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of IG, and they're hunting for kills. They're going to find ZWuji straight away. Double kill there for JakeyLove, and they're still chasing down. Holder has got his ultimate to try and stop it, but the skirmishes, the karma, the speed up, the shields, not able to pick up anymore, but it looks like the Baron's going to be on the menu.
I can't believe IG was able to turn that. They were so far off from their own support, and they were still all willing to come in at the same time. A great package from Duke. You actually get a slow from that one as you go in, so he cut off Wuji, unable to do anything after that one, just secures the kill for them, and likely the Baron as well.
It looks like they're not even going to go for it. It looks like they're just baiting it, because they actually don't have full vision on top of this, and it looks like they're just trying to see if they can find somebody here. Oh, there's the vision, and Holder goes down immediately. Great Hex Flax there from Baolan to set that one up, and now Rogue Warriors need to be going into full retreat mode. There's no real way they can fight this now. You can tell that the side of IG were just waiting for Ning, and now they can turn on to Baron.
Yeah, and that Ocean Drake is helping them up so much as well. Full HP bars at this point. Not much that Rogue Warriors can actually do. We still have the flash on Haro, though. Just trying to find a good angle.
Huanggai just patch out Juke. It looks like IG don't even want the Baron. They want the fight. Don't quite get the health bars, but Juke has been taken down quite low. He needs to be very careful coming into these later game fights, and you still have the Nautilus available to you with these hooks. Do they look for something more? Half health on the Baron, as the side of Rogue Warriors are not ready to give this one up yet. They need to get Haro in here. He has got flash, but will not be able to get close enough to the wall, and Baolan gets a double knock up and looks at the side of Rogue Warriors, just trying to go for something here, but Ning deletes HuaTian, and that's going to be enough for him to keep going. He is just fully engaging on everybody right now. Good little move there from Holder as he tries to push this one back, but IG are too big. IG have too much damage, and IG will take everything you want, Rogue Warriors. And that is almost certainly going to be an inhibitor taken down here.
Insane plays coming from IG supporting cast. Baolan kept Haro out of the pit for so long. Great initiation. And while everyone was watching the river, somehow, some way, HuaTian just gets picked out with his flash by the Rek'Sai. I didn't even see that one. I was honestly looking at the top side like, is he going to get this Baron steal or not? And then the main damage dealer at this point just pops up and disappears.
Oh, Haro, they're actually pinging on his location right now, and Rookie knows exactly where he is with that Comet, and now He's just going to give, oh, they're going to, oh. There's not much else he can do. Farewell, my friend. And they give that one up to the 9-1-9 Corki in the top side. They want that Duke to have a good game. They're giving him as much as they can, but we salute you, Haro.
Duke seems very stoked after all of this. So first off, let's just watch the catch onto Baolan. It's just so surprising that this guy is able to survive under Withering Fire for, what was that, 5 or 6 seconds there. And just watch as Duke goes in 1v3. This is such a smart move. Cuts off multiple members in the river and pretty much forces Uji's life out of the team comp there. And with that Ocean Drake, even with blinking HP bars, they're willing to get the catch. And watch Baolan at the top of it. Ning just goes in with a bit of poke from the rest of the team. Instant kill. That was absolutely insane, just how much damage you can do with the Black Cleaver.
And actually a really good little knockback there from Baolan. Stop Holder from getting on top of him, because the health bars were low enough, and this is a full AP Kennen, so could have potentially turned it around. Nice awareness there from the IG support. And they are on the offensive, looking to try and end this game before the 25-minute mark. Might not get it, but they have got the pressure. They've got the Baron buff. They've got all the items they could possibly need. It's just a matter of time, really, as here we go. It's going to be the final stand for Rogue Warriors. They look to try and take this fight. Baolan has the force to use his ultimate to keep himself alive, but they do not take anybody down. And, oh, that's a chunk of hell taken off of HuaTian. And that's going to be Ning again, able to use the Void Rush. Doesn't care at this stage. He just wants to kill this Azir. 0-8 on HuaTian. Has not had a game, definitely had a game to forget rather than to remember. And it looks like IG, they're done with this. They want to secure, lock their ticket, punch their ticket into playoffs with more kills. 44 kills in a 25-minute game. And they're not done, Clement.
They want to finish the entire thing. They're going in the fountain.
They're looking to Phantom Dive. They're looking to try and just get it. They're having a bit of fun. They're putting a message to everyone else in playoffs saying, we are still IG. We are still the world champions, the reigning world champions, as we see them all just jumping in and trying to get it, but it's just a long, arduous way for them to end off this game. Eventually, JakeyLove decides that it's over. IG 2-0, IG in playoffs.
IG punched their ticket. Now they cannot be below the 7th place mark, and at the highest they can be in the 6th place. So they pretty much know which side of the bracket that they will be playing up against. IG will be on track, if they get out of the first round, to go up against the likes of RNG and Top Esports. We have a super loaded bottom side of the bracket and a lot of classical matchups right there, because in Spring Split, it was IG that took down Top Esports, and in 2018, it was RNG that showed them 2 defeats. So a lot of history in that side of the bracket. Congratulations for finally punching it in Week 10.
Week 11.
Oh, Week 11. Yeah. Sorry, Week 11.
I was gonna say, I was like, you're giving it too much credit.
This last day.
It was their last day, their last match, their last game in the regular split. It was a 2-0. It was a convincing 2-0. I like the flex of, top lane as well. Duke had a fantastic game. Was very passive, but again, to be expected with the Corki, and you're showing different sides of IG that probably no one was really expecting coming into the the postseason of the LPL.
Yeah, and I think this is a good coaching move coming out. You always want to ground your players, have them have a good mentality, hold them accountable for their performances in the split. And I have to say, Ning is back. Whatever they did with him during those 2 series where he was absent, it has totally worked out. He's had a great mental reset, and he's playing like the Ning of
Finals 2018. I was going to say,
yeah.
I was there. I was in Seoul looking for Fnatic to try to do something. Ning just decimated people.
I had to go back a little bit and see, like, okay, where's the Ning I really want? Okay, 2018. We have to go back a little bit.
You're building it back, of course. And that's, again, like you said, there's some super juice, or, kind of blue juice, as they call it in Europe. If you're a leader, you'll know what that is. And
I do not know. I'm not sure I want to.
You know what? It's just an energy drink, Check out EU memes, you'll be fine. But this is the Ning you want to see, especially with playoffs literally around the corner.
Yeah, this is a very good good showcase of them, and it also does show a lot of how the coaching staff has evolved as well. I think that's the important thing here. I really like what they did in this series. Usually you don't see as cohesive of a counter pick to what the enemy composition is doing. This time around, we were talking about it in draft, it seems like Haro is a bit isolated. He can't get his mid laner to move with him. I was calling for Rogue Warriors to pick up the Karma themselves. They didn't do it. Rookie was the one that did so, and they just took apart Rogue Warriors with a very tried and true way of playing. So both of these games we've seen very similar ways to deal with the draft. Take priority, roam around with Rookie, create a strong early game presence on the map, and this really does stem from the preparation and the coaching. So I think that's a good move and a good start as they move into playoffs.
And for Rogue, I gotta give a salute to Haro. You died with honor, my friend. You embraced the meme, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I wanted to start singing Danny Boy, but I didn't want to be copyright strikes.
Zir is just a champion that hasn't been working out in the LPL whatsoever. 0-9 for HuaTian in that game.
Not a good look for these. Actually, I think he got a kill right at the end, so I think it was one. I'm pretty sure he got one.
I'm sorry,
purely because
HuaTian.
they found a dive, because I think they wanted to pay back the favor that was given to them from Haro. And for Rogue, they're looking towards 2020. Their season is done, and I hope that they are also going to support their LPL brethrens, in the international tournament that is quite literally a month and a half away. We are a month and a half away from Worlds, and we are probably still no closer to knowing who our 3 representatives are going to be.
This time it's going to be so difficult because the number of attendees at the regional qualifiers, like JD Gaming is most likely going to be there, but we're not going to see them in playoffs whatsoever. That's 3 weeks. We haven't discussed when the final time is actually going to be, but usually it's around 3 weeks.
Ish, yeah.
Give or take. So that's going to be a big X factor coming into it, and I'm glad at least IG is not going to have the same problems here. They will be showing up for playoffs in a very stacked bracket. IG most likely versus yes, most likely versus Suning. Or is it locked? Yeah, it's actually locked in Suning for now. No, not locked. Not
yet,
locked. But most likely
most
Suning,
likely.
and then going up against RNG in the semifinals. That's going to be hype. There can only be one of those teams coming out.
I was going to say is you're looking at it from RNG's point of view. That's a must win, because you can't, potentially, obviously there is still the potential that RNG do make it into second place as well. But of course they're still on that bottom side of the bracket, regardless of how that, that's my point. It's like you're looking at an RNG that kind of goes, we don't actually have that many points.
Yes.
We could miss out. If we get knocked out by IG, we're out of World's contention. There is no way we can come back into this, because you're almost certain to have anyone in BLG or even, the sides of Top Esports or FBX. Someone else is going to knock you down. And with the points that IG have secured, and JDG, of course, as well, it becomes very difficult. So we talked about at the top of this matchup, there is no easy bracket. But now all of a sudden that bottom half's gotten a little harder.
It's
you're looking, especially after looking how good Ning looked coming out after his break.
Yeah, I think IG winning in spring was kind of the watershed moment where you see the old dynasties just shiver. And if you think about this playoff bracket, EDG and RNG are on very thin ice. Actually, if you look at it, it's most likely that they don't actually make Worlds whatsoever.
We could see 2 very staple LPL teams not make it.
RNG's been there since 2016. They've always made Worlds, and EDG even before that, going all the way back to 2014. So that's 2 dynasties that we could see not punching their tickets. Of course, there's still a lot of action in the offseason to decide that.
A lot of games. There's still a lot of games. And of course, if you're RNG, you're really hoping you win the next matchup against JDG 2-0, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to it, of course, but they still have potential to lock in top 2, which would give them semifinals, which gives them a much better points difference, which could potentially, they'll be able to see what they need to do. You never know. By the time it gets to their actual first round match, which will be semifinals, they might already be locked for Gauntlet, so they can kind of take a breathe, sigh of relief and go, we're good. We're golden, for at least for that.
RNG, if they're not aiming for just, this flat-out summer finals win, then if they wanted to make it to regional qualifiers based on the points they have right now, they need at least a 3rd place finish.
Yeah, and I love the fact that it's bittersweet, because of course we have all these different amazing, you name 10 players and only 4 of them or 5 of them get to go to Worlds, and you're there kind of going oh no, you get super disappointed, but it's just a testament to just how genuinely competitive the LPL is. And arguably, like, you know, in terms of a whole, I would say the LPL is the strongest region within the whole world.
Yeah,
Like,
if you stack up all the star talent
Yeah.
up, it's actually really incredible this time. And generally looking at the playoff picture this time, we have seen the bottom teams actually get stronger as well. You know, in Spring Split, it was 10 wins that you needed to make sure you made it in playoffs. This time it's 9, so taking it down a peg. Good job by guys like, you know, Rogue Warriors for moving up the ladder a little bit more.
MVP?
It's
a quick
Duke.
answer.
I think it's Duke.
It's
I
not.
think they're going to give it to Kills.
It's JakeyLove. We're going to see a full highlight of him coming in on top of this as well. But I think, honestly, it could have gone to Ning. It could have gone to, you know, Juke. It could have gone to pretty much anybody. I think Balan could have. The only person who maybe not gotten it was Rookie.
I think so as well. Like, I honestly feel like Balan, this is one of his cleanest Alistar games. He's had some, you know, kind of up and down games against LGD so far, but really getting back into that initiation role, that protection role for his team as well, is a great move from them. And at least he's found a suitable substitute champion after the Rakan nerfs. He's getting something back.
Yeah, I think JakeyLove as well, though. Like we said, Balan had a great game. JakeyLove just kept himself alive. This was the big thing. We didn't even get a replay up because it just took so long to get back into it. So much action. You can see JakeyLove understanding where he needs to be, gets the kill, gets the health regen to come back into it. Overall, I think, you know, IG are going to be pretty damn happy with this series. They came in, they needed, we said at the top of the series, they needed to have a clean 2-0. This was a clean 2-0.
Yep, and it does give them very strong standing now, sitting at 9 wins, you know, potentially going for that 6th place. Just watching JakeyLove clean up these fights, I will say that if I had to give an MVP for the split, I would give it to JakeyLove on IG. He's been the most consistent performer by far. He's been the one that has been holding the early game together. If you look at the stats across the team, really not a lot of pretty figures right there. The bottom lane is what has been keeping IG going right here. And he's really evolved his team fight style as well. I feel like he doesn't make the same mistakes where he goes in too early, and he can kind of shift backwards as well. You know, when I interviewed JakeyLove in Spring Split, he just said that, you know, I'm kind of like a brain dead Draven player. I go forward, and those are all my highlights. But this split, you do see a bit more of that kite, that dance going on in him as well.
The fact that he has 28 kill participation, 28 kills, he participated in 28 kills, and that's still only 78% of the kills that were for IG.
There were over 40 kills that game.
Yeah, that was insane, you know, like, and that's the kind of, like, IG that we love to see, and I'm glad to see it. I want to see if they can continue that against arguably better opponents coming into playoffs. Of course, they're the bigger test. Like you said, the Soonings, the RNGs, you know, the top esports. Excuse me. They're the people they need to really prove it against. Because yes, you beat Rogue Warriors, but now we're on to the big boys.
Yeah, and oddly enough, it's actually Rookie, which is the one that I'm actually most worried about.
I think that's a fair point. Yeah, he's looked good, but he's not looked like the Rookie of 2018.
No, he's not looked like the double MVP that we had in 2018 whatsoever. So that's going to be the matchup that I'm a bit more worried about, especially with Xiaohu and Knight on his side of the bracket. I think that's going to be the big test for Invictus.
We'll have to wait and see. Of course, we are going to have an interview translated by the beautiful Clement and his beautiful voice. So we're going to go straight to that interview, I assume, with IG.
Congratulations to Invictus Gaming. I am Liu Hong. We have Rookie and Balan here. Hello everyone, I'm IG's mid laner, and I am Balan. Congratulations for winning today and securing your playoff berth. Can you guys share on what you're feeling right now? This split has been incredibly rough compared to our previous splits, and we still felt pretty scared because we weren't sure if we could make playoffs. Winning today really was a huge sigh of relief for us. When it goes to the BO5s, I think that's where our team actually excels. This split has been very rocky for us, and I felt like personally I just did not perform well. To get a playoff berth now, I think it's a good chance to show everyone how good we actually are. So for now, I'm still quite happy. All right, I'm sure everyone is excited to see you guys in BO5. In Game 1 today, you guys have, you picked Kiana, and that's the fourth game in a row that you've picked Kiana. Can you tell us why you like her so much? I'm very familiar with her both in ranked and in scrims. When I played her today, I actually didn't feel like I did that much. I felt like I was pretty average on this champion. Very humble answer coming in from Rookie. Bot lane seemed to be the focus in this series. Did you think it was going to be so action-packed in the early game, Balan? Well, both of our bot lanes had a lot of strong initiation champions, so we did expect that both sides would try to gank and counter-gank. And we felt like our mid lane had priority in both games, and that's why our bot lane was able to play so comfortably. In the last pick, you picked up the Karma, and you did a flex with the Corki. Why did you guys go for that strategy? If you let Corki play against Azir, it's actually a deficit for Corki. But if Corki goes up against Kennen, Corki is actually advantageous against the Kennen early game. So our composition wanted an early game advantage, and we wanted to do more things in the early game, so that's why we decided to flex here. In the game 2, and in around minute 23rd, you and Haro were both in the jungle, and both of you guys kind of just looked at each other. Can you explain the situation? Well, I'm just a Karma, and I don't really do that much in the game. And Baolan is also a support, so we just wanted to give the kill over to Corki since he's a carry. Were you surprised that Haro didn't move either? I wanted to kill him actually, but his face told me that he wanted to play with me, so I thought it was best to interact with him. Is not Rookie merciful? A lot of people after today's game feel like the IG of old is back. Can you tell us how much you think IG has returned? Our game state is very difficult to say. I really can't say if we're going to do well or going to do poorly, but today it looks like it was of good effect, and I hope that we can continue this form in the future. I don't think our performance was of a particularly high level. It's not where we need to be, but there's still some time left, so we can try to strengthen ourselves. And we're very familiar with playoffs, so we're still confident in our performance in playoffs. Rookie, you joined IG at the end of 2014. You've been with this team for a lot of events and tournaments. Do you feel any different about this particular split compared to the previous ones? I remember coming to IG in November of 2014, so it's about 5 years. I just never thought I'd be here for so long. I think it's somewhat of a miracle. It really shows how much feeling I have for IG and how much the teammates and the organization feels for me, and I really hope that we can make it to the very end. As for today's game, it feels very similar to the games like we played before, but it's a bit of a pity that we could not show up in the same form that we were in before. Now let's give Baolan a rookie good round of applause for being so honest and humble with us. Today, the rookies, the Invictus Gaming starting lineup actually broke a record. So your starting five actually has the most wins in LPL history. You have been together for so long. Is there something that you want to say to each other? Is there anything you want to say to Rookie? Rookie's been here forever, and I've known him for a long time. He's the most professional pro player I've ever seen, and I respect him a ton. Rookie, do you have anything to say to Baolan? Mainly, I think he is the person that's had the second longest tenure on IG. I think he's actually become taller and looks more handsome. And I think he's incredibly important in his position for me. I really hope that we can stay until the last, and we need to keep on playing even longer. Who do you want to face the most in playoffs?
其实一直以来，我们队伍一直以来就是最认可国内最强大的队伍就是 RNG， 然后
We've always said the strongest team domestically is RNG.
走到最后，然后在决赛上见吧。
And I really hope that we can face RNG in the finals.
说实话，我们现在能说到这个话题，感觉我们很膨胀的一样。
I think for us to be talking about this topic with our current performance might be a little bit going over our heads.
就没办法，这个也。
The team I want to face the most, I think it has to be RNG.
来说，我们现在第几名？第8名吗？
But our what is our placing now? Oh, 6th or 7th. So I think the teams before us are still in a very strong position. So the first things we have to do is just be ourselves, and we can talk about who we want to face afterwards.
非常不错，非常欢乐的一个事情哈。那接下来就到了我们这个新增了一个环节啊，就是我们哈皮趣味的一个奖项。在哈皮潮玩社区小程序的哈佩克榜单呢，我们粉丝进行了一波投票。这波投票呢是把我们的宝蓝评选为蓝领打工仔哈。颁奖词是含辛茹苦抚养 AD， 无私奉献老父亲啊。
So Baolan was actually voted as the blue collar worker of the team. You guys. You've been voted for sacrificing and working hard for the rest of your teammates. Do you have anything to say about this? Well, I just feel like this has been voted by the fans.
辅助玩家也好，辅助选手也好，因为其实每个辅助玩家都是，就是对 AD 都是这种状态，尤其是对没有什么特别的，我觉得。
I think every support has to sacrifice for his AD carry. It's not special whatsoever. It's just what you have to do.
That was a long interview.
Yeah.
God damn, that was a long interview.
People just really want to see IG. I was really interested in their answers, though. Both of them want to face RNG.
I was going to say, they gave more than SMLZ gives,
yes.
Which is I was delighted with.
Unfortunately, Baolan, you cannot face them in the finals.
I was going to say, I think I did like Rookie's answer, of course. Like, they did obviously, the interviewer, of course, did make it very known. It's like, look, thank you for being humble. And I think that's very rookie style. He doesn't want to count his chickens before they hatch. They want to just kind of go, look, we take it one game at a time, one series at a time. If we make it to the finals, ask me the question again, and then I'll come back to you.
I will say, Rookie was the most worried person when they were 9-1 at MSI. I was a translator for their features team. The rest of the team had very different attitudes, but Rookie was like, oh, I think this is actually terrible.
Honest and humble, that's all he is for the side of IG. Great to see. But, ladies and gentlemen, IG secured their spot in playoffs, and we are going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll have JDD versus RNG in the Beijing Derby.